Hi everyone, and welcome back to Crafting with Purple. I've been playing around with my duct tape, and I have some really fabulous prints. Today I'm going to be playing with this really cool butterfly print. And as I was playing and looking online, I came across a pattern using squares of paper that they folded and glued. And I thought how perfect this would be for duct tape. So I went ahead and played a little bit, and I was thinking, they did it and they made earrings, and so I went ahead and made the shapes, and it makes this very cool zigzag pattern. And I'm thinking that these would be really cool for some long earrings. Let me show you the other one. These would make really cool long earrings. Of course, I could make them shorter or smaller if I wanted to. I was also thinking that this might make a really cool bracelet to zigzag around my wrist. This might also make just a really nice embellishment. I could see this all done in green to make like a very modernistic tree maybe on a Christmas card. So I wanted to show you this technique of triangles to make this zigzag pattern and how we can do that in duct tape. Now, the original instructions called for 2" by 2" squares. Now, the problem is that duct tape is not exactly 2 inches, and it's really a 2 and if you can see right here, this would be the 2" mark here or up here. It's just shy of 2 inches. If you can see that on my cutting board, this is 1, this is 2. It's just shy, and I don't really want to try to figure out the exact measurements. So I realized that I can do this and not worry about it not being an exact square, because when I'm done, you'll never know. Now, those of you who know me know that I hate to measure, but unfortunately on this one, you do need a cutting mat. You do need some kind of a X-Acto knife. You do need a straight edge. A ruler would be great. I, of course, decided to make this tape, realized my ruler was off in the other room, so I went ahead and grabbed just, this is from my X-Acto knife. I'm just going to use the straight edge here so I have something to go against. I went ahead and laid out some strips of duct tape on my cutting mat, and I went ahead and laid that out. I figured you guys didn't really need to see me struggle with that on film. So I just took it, laid it out, made it nice and straight, and I basically need to cut at the 2" mark. So if this is 0, 1, 2, and I need to make a cut, 1, 2, I need to make a cut, 1, 2, and I need to make a cut. And I laid out 2 strips here, that way I knew that I was going to make these 4 triangles each, or maybe 3 triangles, and maybe I'll make some shorter ones. But I could cut them at the same time, so that just saves a little bit. And if you do 2 strips, you know exactly that you're going to have exactly for your earrings. Now, I didn't care that my patterns didn't line up. If you really need things to be matchy-matchy, you can do that. I like this random look, and besides, usually when you're wearing them as earrings, people only tend to see one side of your head at a time anyway, so I just think it lends some interest. So if you've got a nice cutting mat, you're just going to lay your straight edge down, and you're just going to cut straight across, because remember, we're making 2" squares. It's actually going to be 2" along one side and almost 2" on the others, and just line it up and do your best to go straight across. If you have a really nice metal ruler, give you a nice straight edge. Cardboard works, but if you have a tendency to miss, you'll cut your cardboard. Okay, I'm going to set that aside because I no longer need it. I'm just going to use the edge of my little knife here because it's really great for picking things up. Now, the first piece is really simple. We just need to fold it in half into a triangle. And since I know it's not a perfect square, basically I'm just going to go ahead and take this one edge. This happens to be my left edge. And I'm looking down here at the point, and I'm just trying to match up that point and then go up along that straight edge. Okay, so just trying to make as nice a neat a triangle as I can. I'm just matching up this one side, and then once I get it started, I'll fold it down. Okay, now it looks great here. If I turn it over, you're going to notice that there's some sticky here, and sometimes I like having a sticky edge, but not in this case. Now, I have two options. I could go through and cut it off at this point, but I decided there's no need to, because I'm going to actually hide this edge in my next piece. So I need to pull up another square, or I should say almost square. And remember, you've got a knife that's open here, so be careful, safety first. Okay, and I didn't quite get that edge cut really nicely. I'm actually gonna, since I know it's not a very nice edge, I'm gonna move it up to the top. All right, so here's my triangle piece. I'm going to make it so that the folded edge is off to my left. I have a nice straight bottom edge, and this bottom corner I'm going to line up. I'm going to hold this other piece like a triangle, and I'm going to line it up with the bottom triangle, I should say triangle, of my diamond. Okay, so can you see what I've done there? Here's my triangle. My bottom edge of my triangle is lined up to the bottom edge of the other diamond shaped piece, because I turned my square onto an edge. Okay, I'm now going to fold it from right to left, and I know that I have that part that's kind of not, I don't really want, but I'm just going to try to fold it up so I can meet this other edge over here and make a nice point. And if it doesn't quite line up, like this one didn't, I'm going to open it up again. It's a little hard when it's sticky to sticky, but it can be done. Okay, and you have to play with it a little bit. I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to line it up. Okay, so there's my second piece that's on it. Now, because it's easier for me if I have everything always lined up the same way every single time, I'm going to flip this piece. Okay, that gives me my folded edge here along my left side, a straight edge down here at the bottom. Here's that little bit of sticky residue off to the side. Okay, I'm going to get another square. Get that started off my thing. Okay, so I'm going to hold it in my hand so it looks like a diamond, square diamond. I'm going to put the bottom point of my triangle onto the bottom point of my diamond. And for those who are wondering, when I put it down, I just kind of drew an imaginary straight line from one point of the diamond up to the top. So I laid it down as kind of as straight as I could by eyeballing it. I'm then going to bring it over, and that's going to cover up that sticky edge for me and line it up. Okay, so let's say that I decided that I'm only going to want to do a short earring. That's cool, except that we have a little bit of sticky residue here, and for that, just take your knife. If I had my scissors handy, how come every time I decide I want to start something, my scissors are in my backpack because they were traveling with me. But you'll want to go ahead and clean up this edge. It's a little easier if I had my scissors than trying to do the craft knife. And again, if you had a nice metal straight edge, you could run that down. Really easy to clean this up. Just be super careful that you don't run that knife over your fingers. Okay, so that's that little sticky edge. I'll throw that away. And now I have this nice little triangle piece, which I think will make a really cute dangly earring from either side. So all I need to do now is either cut a little X to make a hole, or use a little hole puncher, punch a hole in there, use a jump ring, throw it on an earring, and it's good to go. Or it'll make a really fun embellishment, potentially on a package or on a card. Anyways, thank you for tuning in for Crafting with Purple, and I hope that you continue to play with duct tape, and when you see something and say, that might work in duct tape, just sit down and play with it. Who knows what you'll be able to create.